chose again. A different story, different way. Will you find your happiness? Or more of just the same? More of just the same. 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 More of just the same.
Okay, now we can start a little bit earlier, I would say, just because it is also an early stream for me. But I felt like I should start an early stream and actually draw it out a little bit together with the amount of streaming that I do in one place. Because yesterday, 4.5 hours was rather harsh on the voice. So today, I actually think like I'm gonna do 2 hours now or 1.5 hours now, and then like 2.5 hours later on. I think that's gonna be fine, right? So yeah, a little bit of an earlier start. Let's not be too formal right now. Also, what is wrong with my camera? My camera does not really want to be where I want it to be. Apparently. This is better. Good. Okay. And a little bit of boosting there. Good. Okay. Yes. Well, we are starting Act 2, so you have missed literally nothing. It's all the same animation for the auras. It's kind of sad. Would be cool if there was different ones for those. I think for the Berserk effect, there's maybe one for that. And yeah, I'm still healing. I'm still not having an issue with any of the monsters. That's exactly how I want it to be. Although I've actually not thought about this. Let's save some villagers while we can. Well, I've not thought about saving villagers, obviously. But I have thought about the next boss that is coming up. We only have 20% here for poison resistance. I might actually have to take a... well, actually, for one, I'm not quite sure about beast stuff. So it might be that I need to put on something with a little bit more poison resistance. Because the next boss has a lot of, well, vitality damage. I'm guessing bleeding damage, piercing damage. And, well, the other stuff, most of it is poison damage. And I'm not feeling so confident with just 20% poison resistance for it. Not that I think that he can, like, you know, 4,100 life. I don't think he's actually gonna be that dangerous, but just to be on the safe side, right? That's what a Deathless run is all about. So yeah, I think we are actually gonna try and keep it as safe as possible. Also to get my Death Ward not triggered, because I that is one of those things I actually really pride myself not so much on the Deathless, but literally that I have not even triggered the Death Ward, right? Feels like the first thing that I should pride myself on. But yeah, that feels just, it feels just right. What can I say? And yeah, we need a little bit more attack damage at some point. That's I should probably invest in another spell. But we're already struggling with energy a little bit. Well, not like I said, not struggling. There's basically no real struggling for energy in this game. It's never that it really feels like you can't cast a spell because you don't have any mana. It is more like yeah, I have to chuck a potion every single time that I cast a spell. So in order to prevent that, I should, yeah, now, see, now I actually did not have to take a potion. And we are basically back up to 80% of my energy. And we do have a regeneration shrine here. Also, I could take up the spell piece here, but that would take up even more inventory space, so I'm not gonna do it. It is also not an active quest. Like I said, I do kind of want to finish all of the active quests in this run when we are already going Deathless, and need to actually finish like every single one of the encounters that we have, as you know, as a little bit of a bonus challenge. Although I'm not quite so sure about the legendary beasts, because those could definitely be run ending, and I think they are normally very well avoided. So something like the Linnean Hydra, for example, I'm not quite so sure if I should take that one on. Like, because it is also, like I said, extra content. So maybe we are not even gonna engage with that until later on in the game. Like, you know, until actual end game, and I've already basically then gone way past it, and then come back for the Hydra or whatever special monster there is. It might be that I'm gonna do something like that. But in general, every monster that we do see, we have to engage with as well. And I do want to keep it that way. So it's also just natural that I would go for then, yeah, well, let's just solve all of the encounters, like, you know, let's actually finish all of the quests that present themselves to us. And I mean, it's not that difficult. There's literally just a few where you have to go really out of your way to solve them. The rest, like I said, something like spell pieces or whatnot. Hey, I actually got the monster in the place where I wanted to look for him. The Shakal man here with the Anheru sword. He is usually here. Oh, he should usually be here. And then they changed it, that he can be in completely different places. So sometimes it can be that you don't find him. I mean, there's not too many places, but still, sometimes you're actually running past him like I did in normal. But hey, this is nice. So now we're Staunch Feral Westman. That actually looks super cool. That actually looks really good. I have not seen that beforehand. Huh. I almost want to try it on. Look at this. That actually looks pretty sick. Okay. I don't want to do this too often because then some misclick is gonna happen and I can't take the points out anymore. So we have 64 points now left. But if I spend that many points on intelligence, which is not needed, you know, and then misclick, then we literally can't make our build anymore. So yeah, I don't want to experiment with that too often. Misclicks tend to happen. And like I said, this one would be one of those ideas. The other one would be the pristine feathers, plumage, for 30 poison resistance. Like I said, with that one, if I had then bleeding resistance on top of it, or maybe even more poison resistance, and then I think that would be good enough. Like I said, I mean, the bleeding resistance, it would be nice to have more, but we only really need, like even now, the bleeding for this one is not that high. But we do need one for the Demon Bull, for example, in Act 3, so there would already be something that I would look out for. But yeah, like for some reason, the Epic Boar Hide has almost less bleeding resistance than the Pristine Plumage if you get the completion bonus, which is super weird. Like that does not feel like it should be. Like it should be the case. 18% movement speed, that's definitely exactly what I need, yeah. Maybe not. Okay, so what we're gonna take here is for the boss, I would say, yeah, 44%. I mean, but I do have, yeah. What else can I actually put on here that gives me bleeding or poison resistance? This one, huh? I mean, this one, the Serpent Shield, we found by ourselves as well, so... But yeah, this one has just as much less vitality resistance. I guess, yeah, this one. There I have the poison resistance, and I'm not getting rid of too much there. Actually, yeah, I'm even taking on. I'm even taking on the vitality. I think that is probably a good idea to put on. Okay. Let us just see if we find another ring, maybe. Poisoned and health, that's also nice. Dreadful. Like I said, Dreadful of Guile, that is what I'm kind of looking for. Kind of, not particularly looking out for it, not for this build anyways. But it would be really cool to find something like that. And welcome, Mr. Mr. Whoever is here. Sorry, I just saw the number when I clicked on the Streamlabs. For the run as it is, Deathless, like I said, in Act 2, this is probably one of the harder, or I mean, not harder, some of the more unreliable boss fights, because with his breath attack, obviously I do have my avoid projectiles, which really helps, but his breath attack seems to be a little bit different from normal breath attacks, that it is so concentrated. When he does crit with it, then he does seem to do a hell of a lot of damage in a very short amount of time, like literally burst damage. Healing out of that is relatively difficult, so that's why I don't want to take the risk. Also, expert level dodging. I should probably just kill them. Like, they are actually easier to kill for some, I don't know what reason. They are actually easier to kill in Epic than they are in normal. So I should almost actually kill them. doesn't take so long anymore. Like, it's literally just the amount of time. I mean, before in normal, they also did more damage. It felt like comparatively to what you should have as life and resistances at that point. And they actually feel harder in normal than they do in epic. But then again, that was also the case with Alastor, right? As a boss fight, it felt like he is actually more of a menace in normal than he is. Also, they don't actually follow me outside, which is kind of weird, but you know. Okay, well, they do follow me outside, but they take forever for that, so it's not a big deal. Like I said, we can actually put on damage to them, so that's something. And of course we can clip them. I mean, they do have janky interactions, but normally I'm already finished by the time that they are actually coming out, so I don't have that problem. And as you could see, like, not all of them are triggering at the, like, they are just very janky. Like, this one needs to rob past me before it can attack me, apparently. So yeah, they basically don't follow you outside. And if they do, they're very janky. Oh yeah, and with them also their slow effect does not apply to me. If I do deflect the, as you could see, I either block it or deflect it, then I also deflect the actual effect that they would put on me, which is pretty nice. Vile Ica, I mean, I don't know if the epic Vile Ica is in any way useful to get. I don't know if there's an artifact that I would particularly want from it, but like I said, with the vitality damage, it is kind of interesting to actually look at it and see if maybe we're gonna get a combination that, you know, since I'm boosting vitality damage with this build so much, it is actually something that I should put on. But obviously then if we just put it on for damage, then like right now, as said, it is so good that I actually have this healing. It actually feels amazing. If it is just put on for actual damage numbers, I would only put on the legendary one. And this is slow. This is very slow. They're basically like, I mean, the Shakalmans are basically like the satyrs, but they are not so prevalent throughout, like as they were in Greece then. But they are basically the same, like you know, beast man, and they don't have mana that you can leech for the most part. It's just not the best for my build. I need something that I can leech from, but I mean, I can leech the life from them now. And they are literally not putting on that much damage. So like I said, there's in Act 1 and Act 2, there was not something that I particularly fear. Obviously there's always a chance, but nothing that I would particularly have to look out for. And good thing that you actually waited on your queue. I really do appreciate that. No problem, dude. I actually don't know why nothing is triggering here. This should actually trigger a quest. Okay. Tell me if the music is unbalanced. You know, it is relatively loud for me, but I actually thought a little bit more power and energy today than yesterday with our porn music. I don't know what I have to look up for porn music. Like, I just, what exactly is porn music? Is it like smooth jazz? I don't know. But yesterday with this psy wave, dark chill whatever playlist, I actually really felt like, yeah, that could 100% be in porn. still, our distortion wave is actually doing relatively good work now that we have upgraded it. And I mean, we have still not fully upgraded it. This one I would need for the petrify duration. But since, like, basically what I did here was with this one, obviously there's the damage and energy leech, and I wanted the energy leech because, you know, monsters are dying relatively quickly still when I want to leech from them, or those that I want to leech from, because they are the squishier ones usually. So I want to actually get the leech done relatively quickly. For the other, this one has the flat damage, but in the combination that I upgraded it, as you could see, not this one, but this one, but not this one. This one has the stun, and this one would have the petrify. So I actually upgraded the stun with this one, and here I upgraded, this one has an integrated stun as well. Like I said, I do have my 3 stuns, but this one I upgraded for the damage, because this has damage and vitality. And this one has damage and energy leech, but the stun on top of it. So here I upgraded the stun, and here I upgraded damage. And that is why we are actually letting the other things... I mean, this is also damage, obviously, but yeah, this is basically, you know, too many points for what I do want to put on, because this is more utility then. And this one is my damage spell, because this one is also so AoE heavy. And with this one I already have a little bit of petrify and stun anyways. So, you know, it's literally just about the interruption of the enemies. Obviously, you do want the royal coffers. So actually, even though this is the wrong way to go, there's either royal coffer or majestic chest around here. So you actually want to go the wrong way first, because otherwise it's just gonna taunt you, because you're gonna see that there's a chest up here. Like I said, that's a sure spawn. When you're then actually going the right way, so then you have to backtrack all the way here if you want it. So better just to go the wrong way for one moment and then, you know, have it done.
You can't hold anymore.
Okay. Well, in terms of money, like I said, we are still running after the 22.5 million. Before I then, like, just, you know, to have it ready. I would even think, if I really, really wanted to be sure, I would have something like 50 million. But, you know, I'm not gonna farm to 50 million, but 22.5 is getting the most items that I actually would even already call worthwhile. And, you know, I don't need to buy something like a extra challenge items, so I want to actually have something usable, and most of what is usable is actually, you know, good enough, with just 20 million even. But, you know, on the safer side, especially if we do find 2 items, and I want to buy 2 items, so that I do have the possibility. I mean, even then I would think about, is it worth it to go then, you know, all the way down to 0 with it? But no, it's actually fine. If I see something good, I want to buy it. Okay. So this way you don't have to go. Normally there's not a huge chest here, but, you know, like I said, I want to go with the most of the monsters that I see, I want to actually slay. Here it is usually not a majestic chest. Like, I mean, it is a big chest, but it is not one of those big loot majestic chests. No, not really. Like I said, I do want armor, sure. Armor stats are great. But I mean, I can already, if I really want armor, I would put this on. Then also for the resistance. But right now it is more important for me to get the avoid projectiles, as you can see. Just feels better. Also is better for the bosses. But obviously at some point armor stats are gonna be important. And we even found the veteran suit, the new veteran suit. We actually found it actually almost too quickly, a new version of it. Because I was super happy about finding the Act 5 one. And yeah, you can see my energy leech does not occur when the enemies are dying. but yeah, like I said,
You can't carry anymore.
I actually was already super happy with it occurring. That we found a better version just before the boss fight, before the end fight or the end stuff in Act 5. That we already find the next act then another veteran suit, or you know, just an epic already. I mean, it is nice to have it, especially as an extra stat thing. Like you know, I don't want to take. Maybe I want to equip something here for this build up, and then I, you know, would then put a pristine plumage here, and with this one I would actually get the extra armor that I'm missing from this one on it. So, you know, something like that, just so that I don't have to destroy either one of them. You know, to get the stats that I want for each occasion, but I don't really wanna switch around my gear for the occasions. I would rather have gear that actually holds up for each occasion in the game. Because I mean, otherwise I'm gonna forget it, or I'm not gonna get it done at the right time. And then it's actually an issue that I don't have gear that can actually deal with all of the content at all times. So I like it better this way for now. And yeah, you can see my stun actually. Like it's not a huge stun there, or stun, petrify, whatever actually counts for it. But you know, just to have a little bit in there, and then have another one there when I'm already having the recharge down. Then I can stun again, and then I'm already charging up again for the stun from my weapon effect. Okay, so boss fight. Like I said, boss fight, vitality, bleeding, pierce, and mostly poison. Fire, cold, yes, if it had a better stat on it. I wonder if there's an even better version of resist. I actually do highly doubt it. And yeah, around here, just as I said, we can actually sell for 100k around here as a maximum in increase. It was only 75. So, you know, a little bit of extra money for when we bring something in. I'm also just gonna check the vendor, you know, just in case. But yeah, we are gonna get this here. I mean, I have less life with this. That has also got to be clear. This is 300 life, and then with this one, it's even a little bit above 300 life less. But you know, for the resistance. I'm still not planning to get my Death Ward triggered, so don't worry about it. We're gonna have it all. I'm gonna have it all. Okay. Actually, inventory space. Here. Do I not even have... Is this literally my first epic Venom sack here? Wow. I actually thought we would have more. Or, like I said, with this one, elemental resistances. That could also be a thing.
Come again.
Okay. I think I'm ready for a boss fight. Oh, he already has spawns with him. Interesting. So we can dodge it. That's that's a possibility. But obviously, and yeah, actually, this is a lot of damage that we put on him by now. It is just as I said. Like in Epic, it's actually easier for a little time than to play the last acts of, or maybe some of the corresponding stuff in normal. See, he actually has a really weird spread. That is how his breath attack works different. Yeah, now he's putting it onto me. And you can see, yeah, this is actually almost 1,500 damage, or over, what was it, like, almost close to 2,000 damage. So I don't really want to get hit by that. And actually, now we can, I think, let's just try it out. I know it won't be that much worse. Okay, so yeah, come here. There we go. It won't be that much worse, but yeah, look at it. It will be that much worse. I would have probably had my Death Ward triggered with this one if I did not have the poison resistance. Okay. I mean, I can evade with the Shadow Strike. Also, this is some janky ass. Like, you can't, like, I mean, I can't phase through walls and through objects, so I would appreciate it if this one did not either. It's apparently not a thing. And yeah, I do have a little bit of leech, so we can actually, like, it's actually good that he spawns all of those ads. And yeah, he is an issue. Like I said, he is actually probably the hardest fight in, like, I mean, obviously I can manually evade, but you gotta know the boss fight still. To then manually evade. So yeah, he's actually quite a menace normally. Okay. Well, he still spawned his little ones, so I'm gonna use this to heal up on them. Okay. Hopefully for this you're gonna give me something good. No, okay. Okay, I see how it is. But yeah, like you could see, this makes such a big difference. Those 40%. 40%. I would have thought I'm actually taking 1,800 damage from the first breath, and then I'm gonna take 40% more. What's that gonna be? 700? I can't do math. Yeah, so like even just that, it actually already felt like I would be dying. Like, I mean, if I don't know that if I did not consciously think like, yeah, I do have the Death Ward to save me if it if it does get hairy, then I would not have thought that I actually could experiment with this. And I rightfully would have thought that I cannot experiment with it, because otherwise, yeah, would have been close. And that is why resistances are so important. I mean, it can also be that he actually did put a particularly strong attack on us, like said, that he actually crit with it or whatever. And didn't with the other. But that is not something that you can, particularly say like, oh yeah, I'm gonna speculate that he's not gonna crit. Okay. I'm happy enough that I'm doing damage to those guys, because otherwise it's just annoying to fight them. And yeah, you can see, like, they actually do, ooh, blood gem. They actually do have energy, so when I'm going in with the Shadow Strike to them, yeah, I'm getting my energy back. I don't have to be too worried about them. And yeah, also the Soul Vortex, obviously, since the boss does spawn ads, I should have probably just kept the ads alive, maybe. Nah, I do have too much AoE for it to be a viable strategy for one thing, but also they do hit, even though they hit just for a little bit, but they do still hit, so I normally don't want to have ads alive. Like, it's just like in Monster Hunter. Yes, you're gonna focus on the big monster, but clear out the small monsters. So that you can actually, you know, focus on the big fight. Also, we do have the Mastery Shrine here, so I should actually... I should actually go up here while we do have the Mastery Shrine, because this is also a part where it's just annoying otherwise. Because we do have a hero monster here, as you can see. So again, get the ads out of the way so that they can't hit you. And then actually go up to the big guys. Oh yeah, now you can see, like, with the extra, that is why I kept the Mastery Shrine, because this is now a lot easier. Like, not that it would have been particularly hard beforehand, as you can see though. They are putting on damage onto me, so it's not like this is no damage whatsoever. At least he's stunnable. Like, when he actually has equipment that allows him to not get stunned, especially with the spears, that it is, you know, penetrating. He is actually a problem. Feasting. I mean, yeah, that explains some of it. Let's go back. I'm doing it for the loot, but I'm not getting any loot. That's... Huh. Sad. That's... I'm not used to not getting any good loot anymore from, you know, from going out of my way. Yeah. And like I said, the death ward, 63%, it should be 64%. Yeah, that does not get, like, you know, I'm gonna live through the absolute most attacks that get me close. But I still don't want it triggered, so just to have it in the back of my mind. That I do have a safety net makes it much easier for me to play. Yeah, also Blood Boil, like 120-second recharge, that's actually not horrible. Unfortunately, those effects will not get affected by they will get affected by percentages, I think. I do think so, yeah. So Blood Boil with bleeding and vitality damage, yeah, that's really cool. There's actually, like, you know, of Guile bleeding poison, but if I do have the Dreadful of Guile, you know, bleeding and vitality, especially because I do put on debuffs, so it will definitely work together with that. Like my necrosis here, that I do have bleeding and vitality resistance going down. But yeah, this one with 120-second recharge, it's a relatively low cooldown already, but it is still... also, I really like the light effects for the nighttime in this game. It's just very cozy. But yeah, with the cooldowns, you can't actually influence that apparently with minus recharge, because otherwise this would actually be really cool. Like, especially with that much damage. It's only 6 meter radius, so it's not not very far. But still, when it does trigger, when you can leech something, or I mean, it's not a leech, it's a conversion. So would be very cool to have. But yeah, like I said, 120 seconds, that is nice when it happens, but otherwise, like, I mean, otherwise it is 40 piercing damage, which is nice, and, you know, attack speed, sure, and +1 to hunting mastery, but overall those stats are not worth it to equip it ever. So as long as you don't get any minus recharge buffs on this, the damage can be as nice as it wants to be, but you can't use it in actual gameplay. Like, I mean, if you are stacking up effects, maybe, but Otherwise, it's just not going to happen. We're going to come up to a quest here, though. The easiest and most rewarding quest in the game, in my opinion. Like, literally, you don't even have to go out of your way in any specific way. Do I have to go back already again? Oh, this has poison and health. Almost tempted. I'm almost tempted by this. Like, obviously it has a lot more defense as well. I'm almost tempted to actually keep that. But yeah, fine, let's go back. Like I said, we do want the extra money, so. And obviously, we actually get to have excuses to check out the vendors. Oh. Good thing that nobody wrote in chat, because my chat would have disconnected. Oh god. Okay, good.
Yes, yes.
I just really want to look for those rings, man. 15 intelligence, 15, yeah, 10, 10. Good.
Bye.
All fine. Not needed, but all fine. But yeah, the upcoming quest gives 2 skill points, 2 actual skill points for the mastery, for literally nothing. For like literally actually nothing. Like, the monster that you have to fight is, I mean, even with my poison resistance, it is not a problem. Not like the Rockrotis bibliothecary with the, or library with the with the boss that I now showed off. Not not in any way a challenge. And like I said, you don't have to go out of your way. You're coming across it anyways. Good thing that I did not spawn my outsider door. Misclicks can happen. What did I say? Maybe that I'm gonna get some epic poison charm. That would be nice, right? Poison sack. I mean, this is also easy experience, so. Okay, 1 disease plumage. That's fine. Obviously, those monsters don't have any mana. Like, beasts usually shouldn't have mana, obviously. That is also why I guess the beastmen basically don't have any mana. For the most part. But yeah, there's the Beast of Legend. And it is not a Beast of Legend. Like, yeah, it's a little bit of a bigger scorpion man, but otherwise I don't really see what is so legend about him. And like I said, I'm not quite so sure what to even put my next points into. We will have 5 points with those 2 skill points because, you know, we are so close to a level up as well already.